we have Noman coming out of the qualifiers seated 12th against Orcrist, seated 21st. Orcrist, I think most of us know him better as Shrines runner. Noman's dabbled in multiple categories. We're going to see a good race between these two tonight.
Yeah, they're both very well experienced and well knowledged in the game, and both have pretty decent any percent times on the leaderboard. So I'm excited to see how these two runners fare against each other, and I would not be surprised at all if we see the race still very close in Dark Beast Gannett.
Yeah, that would be really exciting to see a race come down to Dark Beast, and who can hit their target practice just a tiny little bit faster. We see the countdown timer starting. For those of you who are a bit new to Breath of the Wild speedrunning, these two runners, we expect them to follow the same general route through Plateau and Hyrule Castle and the boss fights, but they're going to be punctuated by a lot of different minor choices throughout the run, and we'll hope we'll catch all of them. Looks like we've gotten started. So as we load up here into the intro cutscene, Sprinkles, you're in this tournament. You've got a race coming up tomorrow night. Tell us when the timer starts and you see this intro cutscene, what's going on in your mind?
Well, probably not a lot, because in all of my races, whenever I race, I would be blasting the same song on repeat for the entirety of the race, and it happens every time. But I am going up against another very good runner in Crazy AZ, and I'm coming in as a little bit of an underdog in that race, but I feel like that we can make it a pretty competitive and entertaining matchup. So I'm very excited for that, and maybe even a little bit nervous, but it should be a very fun and exciting time for me.
Yeah, definitely a big difference between races and our own PB attempts are the nerves. So, Sprinkles, from your perspective, when you do one of these races, are you bringing your PB strats, or are you playing it a little safe?
Absolutely not. I am playing almost completely differently than I do if I'm using PB strats. The type of things that I would do in a race would be like picking up extra food with the pot lid at the beginning, and probably picking up an extra shield and BLSing instead of Castle BTBing. Just trying to get more consistent strats and maybe some backup food and backup shields in case something goes awry in Calamity.
All right, and it's those choices we're going to be watching out for, whether or not these runners are going to bring their fastest strats or some safety strats, as we see Orcrist clip out of the Shrine of Resurrection. Noman's first two attempts look like he's stuck on the wall there trying to find the right angle. Orcrist's already out in the snow. Noman gets the clip. Let's see. So what's the first choice that these runners are going to make?
Well, it's either between the Boko Shield or the pot lid, and I've seen a mixture of both in these races thus far, with those runners going to the Boko Shield. It is a little bit riskier, and it saves, a nice chunk of time. It can get you in the lead early, but the pot lid definitely is a safer choice, and it seems like both of these runners are going for the pot lid and the safer choice, so no discrepancies there.
Yeah, both runners going for pot lid, skipping the peppers there. Looks like Noman's going to pick up 3 mushrooms. The mushrooms can serve as some backup food in case something goes wrong in these first couple of segments, or in an emergency, they can also be thrown into the attack-up meal later on.
Yeah, well, there's not much going on in this split in the sense of any game-breaking tricks or glitches or anything. It's basically just all movement up to this point and making sure you can get the shield and axe and bow to start performing those game-breaking glitches in the next split.
Yeah, we see Orcrist just barely missed getting hit by the Boko. It is possible to make it through this cold area without any backup food. The food there is just in case a Boko like that actually hits you. But looks like Orcris got a little lucky on that swing. Noman having a better time manipulating the Bokos and as he goes to climb up the cliff. Stasis is going to be the first shrine. This clip is a little bit tricky. We'll see how Orcris gets its second try. And he's into the shrine.
The inside of most shrines usually aren't that difficult. It's often, the easier part of a run. It's basically completing the shrine as fast as possible, but even casual runners are able to complete this relatively quickly, so hopefully we shouldn't see any problems inside these shrines as they're completing their little obstacle course.
Saw Noman there get skew on a slightly unconventional spot. I've seen other runners do it before, but usually runners will get skew either on the quote-unquote bean on the shrine or getting snow on the rocky snow before you even approach the shrine has been popular lately. But Noman taking that spot, maybe it's a little more consistent for him.
Also, if you land on the snow, that does save some shield durability, although both runners are going with pot lid, where the durability on that already is very good. So maybe we won't see something like a broken shield, hopefully not, but it always is nice to have some extra durability on your shield.
Yeah, I think Boko Shield has just a measly 5 durability, and so saving durability is a little more important with that shield. Pot Lid, I think, has 10, which is gives the runners a healthy margin of error in terms of how many times they can land on their shield. We see both runners make that Swifty jump with no issues. Orcris is out of Stasis Shrine, just about 10 seconds ahead of Noman.
Yeah, both runners relatively in a pretty similar spot, especially with Noman messing up that SLR clip at the beginning. But now we're going to maybe see some amiibo scans, perhaps. It doesn't really matter in a race format to amiibo scan, if you amiibo scan after stasis or in castle or before bombs, because there's no real downside to it. You're going to get your food, you're going to get your RNG. You can't really reset in this situation. So it's really the only reason a lot of people do it after stasis is probably because they do it in their PB attempts. If you get bad fish RNG in a PB attempt, you can just reset without having the run die, 10 minutes later in castle or bombs.
All right, Jason in chat telling me 15-second difference between the runners. It might expand here. We've seen one amiibo scan be enough for runners. We've also seen as many as 8, including a reset. So let's see how each of these runners do. Orcris has 1 Porgy after 2 scans. I think he's going to scan some more. Noman, I don't see any yellow or red fish on that first scan. None on the second. Orcris still scanning. I see another Porgy over there. And both runners having a tough time. Their amiibo's not giving them the fish. Orcris seems to have enough to start the boulder launch. Noman is going to have a few more arrows to play with. Given that he accidentally opened the chest, there's a bunch of carp there. That should be enough for him to continue as Orcris gets ready for Cryo BTB. Arrow shot up. Aim. Let's see how his timing fares here. That looks good.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the arrows are very important in the later game, although with this new castle route, it's not as important as it would have been maybe in the tournament last year, but it still is nice to have extras in case you, miss a shot or two in the boss rush at the end of the run.
All right, Orcris was able to hit the fall damage cancel without any problems. Did cryo normal clip, going for consistency rather than the chance for speed. Noman scuffed cryo BTB. Boko noticed him before he was able to bounce. He's going to choose to shield surf down this snowy slope instead of reloading. What do you think about that decision, Sprinkles?
I think it's a good decision. I think it is quicker to do the shield slide to climbing the mountain instead of reloading. Especially, if he's not super confident in that BTB at this time, you can just take what you get.
Yeah, so Orcrist gonna widen the lead a little bit more here because of that. Noman also going for the consistent normal clip rather than the ESC. So Orcrist hop on a cryo block, run around the corner. Let's see if he gets cryo skip. Just barely makes it on the ledge.
So the
Orcrist
next
is
trick,
out.
the next trick that Orcus is going to be doing will be the Mag BTB, and that is what I've seen personally out of everything that I watched in the tournaments thus far, where races get a little bit closer or they start to spread apart even more because it is very difficult to get the proper angle in order to potentially even get an unloaded Magnesis Shrine.
Yeah, depending on how the Mag BTB turns out, Orcrist's current lead over Noman, which is, I'm going to guess, is 30 seconds, but I'm sure Jason's going to tell me the exact number in a little bit in chat. It can all be wiped out if Orcrist lands in the forest and Noman gets the good angle. So Orcrist, in order to maintain a solid foothold on lead, needs good angle here.
Hmm.
And that looks good.
Looks good to me. We'll see if he'll be able to win that coin flip of maybe getting an unloaded shrine.
You say coin flip, but for me, I feel like I'm rolling a d20, and only getting a 20 would give me unloaded. So Orcrist gets the good angle, lands near the shrine, has the clip in, no unloaded there, as we watch Noman set up for Mag BTB.
Very important for Noman to get the good angle here. It seems like he got a decent angle here.
Yeah, he's going to be dropping fast when he gets to the shrine, so the fall damage cancel is going to be slightly trickier. But it looks like he has unloaded. If he can get around this box and in the elevator in time, he does.
Probably made up about 15 seconds, I would say. Although Orcris did have a very clip in to the Magnesis Shrine.
So Jason says about a 50-second difference coming out of cryo. Let's say Noman made that up a little bit. Orcris still ahead, but really only has about a one-trick margin of error in that lead.
And Magnesis probably being one of the easiest shrines to navigate across. Only a shield jump really is the only semi-advanced trick in order to clear this shrine, and Orcris does it in a timely fashion.
All right, Vivo. We were just thinking about providing some descriptive race commentary, but if the runners are listening in, and it would be better if we didn't talk about the time difference, then we won't.
I saw Noman just got rid of Skew, so that makes me think that he will not be going for the BLSS, and we see Orcris already starting the box walk, so no BLSS to bombs today.
Interesting note there, as we saw Orcris set up the box walk, he has DLC installed, and there could be some complications with a certain chest in the guard's chamber with DLC installed. I think we've mostly seen most runners just have the base game as they're running. Yeah, and we see Noman, no DLC chests there for him.
And as expected, he is also going for the box walk to Bomb's BTB. And it seems like Orcris got the clip in, and he is in Bomb Shrine.
Ooh, that is a low and fast angle from Noman. Choosing where to cancel this is going to be tough, but he does land inside the box of the shrine. That was fast.
It was very fast. That's a very ideal angle. And handled the fall damage cancel expertly.
Alright, Orcris setting up for just a typical wind bomb to bombs. Ragdoll fix. Drops in the corner down to a quarter heart. Good enough.
A little scary there. I usually when that happens to me, I usually like to eat some food just in case, but you can usually get that wind bomb there without dying, but it has happened.
Noman setting for the bombs, just a slightly different position from Orcris, different timing. Also lands down below the steps, half a heart remaining.
Now that both runners are equipped with the bomb ruin, we will start seeing some wind bombs in this paraglider split here.
Yeah, the race has tightened here, and the next couple of tricks leading up to the paraglider can really throw a good run off. So the timing on this wind bomb is tricky. It involves a turn and a delayed detonation. And then, well, the tree launch is the tree launch, and infamous in Breath of the Wild runs. Ooh, and Orcris doesn't get off his first attempt. He's going to get back onto the shrine and try again. Noman still in the old man cutscene waiting for his first attempt.
Orcris gets a low angle, so he has no problem with health there. Because I don't think that he picked up any extra food. So that could have been potentially very scary for him.
Alright, Noman gets his first attempt, lands very close to the tree, and starts his tree launch setup just as Orcris is launching off and on the Temple of Time roof. Orcris is going to be into the paraglider cutscene at around 1630. Noman right behind.
Very, very tight race. This is going to probably come down to the bullet time bounds here, which is infamous among runners of this game. It is a very, very difficult trick to do successfully, and it has widened and narrowed margins of races earlier.
Yeah, speaking of choices, I know Noman in a few of the qualifiers just went straight for a Bliss to Castle, didn't even attempt Castle BTB, so we'll see if that strategy holds in his first elimination race. Orcris is setting up for Castle BTB. And Noman goes straight for the Bliss, is not even going to give Castle BTB a try.
Honestly, it's one of those tricks, if you have bad nerves, it may not work out very well for you.
Okay, Orcris had some problems with the backflip on that setup. Probably just an input drop somewhere, so needed to reload since the timing was just completely off. Noman has gotten the Bliss off, and he is on his way to Castle. So Noman with a slight lead at this point. Orcris got a weird angle and also a very early bullet time. It looks like he's going to go with this, though.
That's interesting because he'll probably get to the right to the water outside of the castle and probably have to wind bomb up there, which I've seen happen, and then you can still get unloaded gate there. So it's not a horrible decision here.
Well, he's not even going to get there. It looks like the castle. He's going to barely make it to the castle wall. Yeah, it's a not even to a decayed guardian out in front. Noman drops out of the Bliss right in front of a loaded gate. He is not even going to try the ESC. He's just going straight for the Copium route.
The aptly named Copium route, absolutely. The ESC, I know that Noman is not a very big fan of that, the frame perfect trick, so I am not surprised seeing him take the Copium route here.
Yeah, speaking of Orcra's decision there, it is the runners do have to make a very quick split-second decision. Reloading from a failed BTB attempt is going to cost them about 25 seconds into a trick that might not work. And so they have to quickly figure out, will the place they land put them more than 25 seconds away from castle, and is it worth it to reload? Orcris decided it wasn't. And Orcris gets the castle cutscenes when he lands. So he knows that the guards chamber gate is going to be loaded, so he's down the Copium route too.
Look at this, 2 Copium route runners. I haven't seen this yet.
All right, Noman is into the guards chamber, has the Royal Claymore, sneak strikes the Moblin, gets the Royal Guards Claymore. Orcra's right behind, about to glide down.
Noman earlier not getting fantastic RNG with his fish, picking up the Razor Shroom to help with his cooking so he can get his 3 times strength food.
Oh, Noman looked a little bit close there on the bomb throw, had to like run back just a little bit to avoid getting caught in an explosion. He has 3 ancient arrows running up to the Zalphos. Noman's approaching another decision point in the run. Go out of bounds or go inbounds. Based on how safe Noman is playing, I would expect him to go inbounds and take 6 ancient arrows. Yeah, he does. He's going to climb on this wall and jump over the Malice. Orcris is running up to the cooking spot now.
Not surprised by that choice at all either, because he is taking this very safe. And I think it's smart of him, and I think it's smart of a lot of runners doing this, because in a race, anything can happen, and you might as well get all the tools you can get.
Neither runner went for the Dragon Fang, which was a popular safety strat in the qualifiers. So they'll be working with, I think, either 3-minute 30-second to 4-minute potions.
Yeah, Noman did get a 4-minute potion because he had enough points to get that, so he will be having a nice big time up for the boss rush.
All right, I didn't quite catch what happened with Orcris. It looked like he reloaded from cooking, and he's doing the sequence again. Noman has the Edge of Duality, the Royal Guard's bow, climbing back up to the bridge for one more wind bomb to Sanctum. Oh, as we were talking about safety, Orcris is just going to go out of bounds.
Wow. Gonna do a mid-air wind bomb here.
It appears saying Orcris accidentally ate the fish that he was going to cook.
Ah. Yeah, I think your only choice there is to reload if you eat your fish.
All right, Noman has made his first attempt at Windblight skip. Orcris successful on the second out-of-bounds wind bomb, is up into Zelda's room. Oh, that bomb bounced a little weirdly. Let's hope the Moblin doesn't notice him. Oh, looks like he did. Orcris is in kind of a sticky situation here, as Noman's already into the boss fight and starting the spin attack on Waterblight Phase 1.
Yeah, he had a successful Windblight skip, and he is already done with the first phase of Waterblight.
Okay, Orcris managed the Moblin. Ready for his wind bomb to Sanctum. Noman on Waterblight Phase 2. Coming up is a Wake Up headshot that could be a little bit tricky. Gets it.
Really nice from him, because now all he needs to do is 2 headshots, and the phase is over.
Okay, as Fireblight Phase 1 starts, let's take a look at Orchrist's Windblight Skip. He's doing kind of an old setup. One less jump to set it up for a much more precise shot. Looks like he's having a little bit of trouble setting it up.
Always nice to take your time, because if you mess up this shot, it could be disastrous for your time.
Noman had no trouble with Fireblight 1.
Looks like Orchrist got the sup, so we'll see, and it seems like he will get past Windblight.
Awesome. Smooth runs from both runners at this point. Noman's next test is Fast Fireblight 2. He does 2 boomerang hits and a throw. Fireblight gets up. This looks good.
Ooh, and he got it. Very nice.
I don't know who originated that throw. It used to be just 3 boomerang hits, and Fast Fireblight there was kind of tough to get. But with the throw, it's been much more consistent for our runners.
Yeah, what the throw does is it does double damage from a boomerang hit, so you can save 1 extra hit on your Royal Claymore that he just threw at Thunderblight to end out Phase 1.
It appears suggesting it's Rosin. Player 5 agrees. Wouldn't be surprised if that's a Rosin strat there. Orchrist does not get the wake-up headshot, so I think he'll need an extra hit here. Yeah. And Noman is done with Blights, on to Calamity 1, with 6 Ancient Arrows. Ooh, Orchrist dies to Fireblight.
Fortunately, Fireblight did... It was an RNG hit that is the quickest out of any of the ones he does, so if you don't get the first hit in the spin attack, it could be disastrous, as we just saw. Does not have to do the Wind Bomb again, though, so we'll see another Windblight skip, and he'll be right back on that horse.
Noman, after 6 Ancient Arrow headshots, threw in a Flurry Rush, takes a little bit of pressure off of these Bomb Arrow headshots. He's got the Royal Claymore. Oh no. Calamity got just a little too close, and the Bomb Arrow caught Noman there.
Well, just like that, with a quick death in the boss rush for Orchrist, it actually puts him ahead here. And now Noman has to do the Wind Bomb one more time to get back to Windblight skip. That is tough luck, because it's completely RNG if Ganon's going to start, you know, going up to you and being right in your face. And the hit back from the Bomb Arrow ended up ending his at that moment in time, a pretty nice looking boss rush.
Noman did an extra backflip there on the Windblight skip setup. Needs to kind of redo it. Sprinkles, have you ever died during the boss rush in a race?
Fortunately, I have not. It is what I try to focus when going into races. I kind of, in the tourney, went and took the last 5 spots for the qualifying races. So it gave me time to see where maybe runners are having some troubles and maybe where their runs die. So I've been putting a ton of practice in the boss rush here, because it could literally make or break your run.
Yeah, and definitely mentally it takes a little bit to get back into the game and to realize that you might still be into it. And we can see that with maybe a little hesitation from the runners in each of these fights. But yeah, Orchrist ahead a little bit going into Fireblight 2, while Noman is redoing Waterblight 2.
Very interesting to see. I don't think we've had a race thus far where both have ended up being in the boss rush at the same time, and then also both dying from the boss rush. And what is, like I said earlier, what got Orcus in the lead is that he just died in the boss rush earlier, where Noman unfortunately died in Calamity, which wastes a lot more time than dying in Fireblight.
Noman there needed one more Claymore hit to finish Water Blight. He didn't get the wake-up headshot this time. Orcus heading into Thunder Blight.
Seems like Orcus mentality-wise is playing very well, already finishing Thunderblight Phase 1. But as we saw with Noman, anything can happen in Calamity Ganon, and anything can happen in these boss rushes, so it's very exciting.
Noman missing fast the one cycle on Fireblight. Looks like Fireblight just got up way earlier than usual. We'll need a few more spin attacks to end that phase.
Unfortunately, there's nothing that he can do about that. That is all RNG for if Fireblight does get up early.
Okay, this is Orcus' first attempt at Calamity. Starts with a headshot, then a flurry rush. He's on 3 ancient arrows, so his strategies for this will be slightly different from Noman's. He's saving his ancient arrow shots for later after the Claymore spin. Gets a fairly on-time laser to parry, sets up his weapons. Okay, we're hoping for, I think, 8 or 9 hits here. Looks like all 3 Ancient Arrow headshots landed. And Orcus is into Calamity 2. Let's see how Calamity 2 treats him. Physical attack, which Orcus can run away and bait a laser.
Ooh.
Oh no, physical attack into a wall.
The slowest that it can absolutely be is a physical attack into a wall, but he is getting Fireball here, which is the slowest projectile to go into. So hopefully, yeah, and he got it.
Good animation cancel there.
Just needs the spin to win, and he's on his way to Dark Beast Ganon.
Oh, Noman did not get the first parry there. I think was able to save his shield from burning up though, and Calamity after a physical attack gives him the second laser, which Noman successfully parries into the Claymore hits. Calamity 1 almost done for Noman. You should finish it off with this slam.
And he does, both runners on phase 2.
Orcus has the stun lock in place. As long as he doesn't drop it, he'll be the first into Dark Beast. Noman gets a wall from Calamity 2, also the slow fireball.
Thankfully, no spears like we saw earlier in a winner's bracket race. The spear is infamous for being very difficult to parry.
So Orcus now has the Bolt of Light as Noman is in the stun lock on Calamity 2. At this point, well, I'm going to stop talking.
No commentator's curses here. We're basically going through a very scripted cutscene right now with the Dark Beast Ganon. We see some shots at the Dark Beast Ganon. Some extracurricular activity going on there.
Noman successful with the stun lock, finishes Calamity, and is on to Dark Beast. In Dark Beast, we've seen a few runners in qualifiers get a little too close to one of the legs of Dark Beast and get knocked off their horse, and bad things happen after that. So we want to see just clean Dark Beast fights from both of these.
Very classy from Orcris, doing the mandatory 3 shots to the butt.
Sprinkles, do you think that's RNG manip or lag reduction?
That's definitely lag reduction there.
Question in chat about, is this best of 3 or best of 1? With the first winner's bracket round, it's just best of 1. The tournament is double elimination, so one player will continue, another player will go on to the loser's bracket. But all subsequent rounds from here on will be best of 3.
We will see both of these runners race again in this tournament. Seems as if Orcris is just 2 more shots away from, well, you know.
I think, like some folks in chat, we're Sprinkles, we're both just holding our breath and hoping that nothing more goes wrong for these runners.
Exactly. That was a very gut-wrenching Calamity and Firebite Ganon deaths, so it's just nice to see that, you know, Dark Beast Ganon is going swimmingly. We have seen runners die to Dark Beast Ganon in this tournament in qualifiers, so it's definitely possible, but it seems like Orcris, with the eye shot, finishes it off in about 34:55.
Looks like 34:51 from ZSR bot. Noman has 2 more shots on Dark Beast.
Overall, a very, very close race. There's no major problems in either of the runners' runs until the boss rush came about. So, a pretty clean run to say the very least.
Yeah, I think they were pretty close coming out of Plateau. Both had some trouble getting to Castle. Noman with loaded gate, and Orcris having kind of a scuff BTB landing short. So it really was anyone's race throughout the entire match, and it really came down to where each of the runners died in the boss rush and when they could make their second attempts. So GG's to both runners. Noman and Orcris, welcome in.
Hello.
GG, Noman. GG.
Oh man, I was not expecting to die to Calamity today.
What happened?
I just I accidentally fired an arrow when he was right in my face.
Oh, that always feels terrible when you're like,
Yeah.
man. I got a weird pattern from Fireblight. Like, you know, typically he delays an attack in first phase. I got insta attack and I tried to save it and like stun him, but he didn't take it and he killed me. It's like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we're doing this again. Yeah, I don't feel like I deserved to win that race the way that my castle went and stuff, but I guess I'm pleased.
I was about to say the same thing. I felt like I didn't deserve to win because I just played really dumb on like the boss rush and stuff.
I ate a porgy at the cooking spot, and I was like, okay, start over, stupid.
Yeah, I think Sprinkles, I noticed you reloading, but we didn't quite catch what exactly happened since.
I just grabbed the wrong items for the pot and then canceled and then ate a porgy. I was like, okay, good one, nice try. Yeah,
I'm curious for you both, when you're racing, do you have the stream up? Are you like listening in on where the other runner is, or are you just kind of zoned into your own run?
I'm just zoned in and listening to music.
I mean, I was zoned into my own run, but as soon as I died, I immediately opened up the restream to check how far apart we were. And I saw when I was doing the wind bomb, he was doing wind blade skip, and I was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah.
So
you must have been fairly ahead when I died at Fireblight.
damn.
It happens.
It was also interesting to see both of you go for a copium route. Do you guys just not feel super comfortable with the ESC, or is the copium route just easier for you guys?
I saw instant castle load. Like I would have gone for ESC if I was at the gate, but I got instant load, so I was like, nah, it'll be just as long to run over there and attempt ESCs to just run through.
I mean, I just hate dealing with ragdoll. So I was like, instead of just trying to ESC and then it just fails with world loads over and over again, and then I'll forget to clear ragdoll and fill the wind bomb and waste even more time, I was just gonna go around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a coin flip for me. Like, especially if I get world instant load, I'm just going for the copium.
Yeah, one interesting point in the run that Sprinkles and I were talking about, or Chris, was your decision to take that castle BTB.
Yeah,
it was a little bit early bullet time, weird angle, but you decided it was better to take that angle rather than reload.
Yeah, I went with science. Like I was like, okay, we're just gonna see what this looks like. Like I've never gotten that angle. It was like, will it take me all the way to Castle Town? Okay, no, then I should have done BLSS or reloaded.
Okay.
So yeah, that was just science for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that went well, MB in chat mentions, Noman, that your bombs BTB was pretty beautiful.
Oh yeah, that was actually a bombs gold. It was a 226 bombs. So
What was your plat?
it was 1540.
Oh, we were like dead even then.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, going to paraglider, you guys were really close.
Yeah.
I had like the worst cryo split ever. It was like a 4.5 minute cryo.
Mm-hmm. I
Well, speaking of
4 amiibos.
I
Well,
used
actually,
all
Noman,
5. Yeah.
speaking of decisions to reload or not, you decided to take that cryo BTB rather than reload. Have you seen that particular angle before and knew that surfing was better, or what went into that decision?
I was just like, you know what? It's a race. I'm just going to keep going. Like, if I reload, chances are I might just miss it again. So I might as well just keep going.
Yeah.
And for cryo BTB, Noman, are you using kind of like one of the new modified setups or just a traditional setup?
No, I was just using the old setup. I just jumped extremely late. Yeah. I golded bombs and glider in that run. So,
Yeah.
GG's.
yeah.
Well, lowering that sum of best.
Oh man, I mean, I'm kind of, I don't know. I feel like I haven't been practicing much because I just kind of don't feel like playing Breath of the Wild recently. I don't know. I just playing stuff with like a timer on. I just kind of liked playing casual stuff lately. You know, like taking a little bit of a break. So I don't know.
That's good for mentality too. You can over practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially this tournament's going to be pretty long, right? With 1 round a week. It's easy to get burned out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, my obligatory last question. Any thoughts on how you're going to prepare for the next round? Both of you are still in it. Changing any strats? Playing more casual games? What's it going to be?
I'll just be hanging up a picture of a frog on my wall and just staring angrily at it for a while. Assuming that I play Smitch. I don't know if that match has happened yet.
I think Smitch and Cobb is later in the week, so you can put up a picture of a frog or...
And a worm. I'll do both.
And a worm. How about you, Noman?
Chances are I am not going to touch Breath of the Wild. I'm just going to do the next race, whatever it happens.
Hell yeah. That's
out of curiosity, what other games are you spending time on?
I've been playing a lot of Persona 3 and Apex lately. So, yeah.
No Dread? Come on.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about picking up Dread. I've never played a Metroid game before.
That's a good entry.
So, yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, that's all for me.
Yeah, same here.
GG to you.
GG.
Yeah, GG's, guys. Tough race. Hey, glad to see you both finish in the end. Sprinkles, any final thoughts?
No, I just thought it was a very clean race. Like you guys said, you guys noticed it. You're on plateau. You were neck and neck, and then Castle and Boss Rush. Will Castle and Boss Rush. It is what it is. Everything happens. So overall, very clean race. Very nice to commentate.
Plateau went good, and then it turned into a 90% run.
All right, I think that's a good note to end it on. ADN, back to you.
All right, so the next race is going to be tomorrow at the same time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be Crazy AZ versus Sprinkles. We got you here right now. You excited?
Represent, yeah.
That one will be on ZSR2 since there's a grand finals on the other channel. So just stay posted. And thanks so much, everyone. We will raid Stompy. He's doing, I think, practice for the any percent tournament. So good target.
Yeah.
And thanks so much, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks for having us.